Welcome to Science Manthan. Today we're diving into an explainer all about the science of mindful eating and the actual building blocks of a healthy body. Look, if you've ever stared down at your plate and wondered what your meal really does once you take that first bite, well, you are in the perfect place. We're going to unpack the entire fascinating journey of food, from the very soil it grows in, right down to the microscopic cellular impact it has inside your body. To anchor our explainer today, let's just take a second to reflect on this beautifully profound ancient Sanskrit saying, Anena Jatani Jivanti. That roughly translates to, food gives life to all living beings. It's such a vital reminder that literally every living organism requires food. I mean, it's not just about satisfying a late-night craving, right? Food is our fundamental source for energy, for physical growth, for repairing damaged tissues, and ultimately the whole shebang, staying alive and healthy. So here is our game plan for today. We'll be looking at 1. Food across India, 2. The evolution of cooking practices, 3. The body's fuel and builders, 4. Protectors and essential helpers, and finally, number 5, balanced diet versus junk food. All right, let's jump straight into section 1, food across India. Think about it. Geography literally dictates what ends up on our plates. Up in Punjab, the climate is absolutely perfect for wheat, maize, and chickpeas. And that gives us iconic hearty staples like makki ki roti and chole bhature. Contrast that with Karnataka down in the south. The climate there is much more suited for rice and coconut, which leads to completely different, delicious dishes like idli and dosa. Then, over in Manipur, rice, bamboo shoots, and soybeans just thrive, creating these wonderfully distinct regional flavors like iramba. Basically, our cultural food habits are deeply intrinsically tied to the earth we live on. Moving right along to section 2, the evolution of cooking practices. You know, cooking used to be a serious, literal workout. Earlier methods relied heavily on the chula, gathering firewood, and the intense manual hand grinding of a silbata. It was a slow, incredibly labor-intensive process. But nowadays? Well, driven by technological advancements, and let's be honest, our modern need to just save some time, we've completely shifted gears. Our kitchens today are dominated by super-fast LPG gas stoves, microwaves, and electric mixer grinders that save us hours of manual effort. It's a real game changer. Okay, section 3. This is where we get into the biology, the body's fuel and builders. When we actually sit down and consume our meals, we're taking in energy-giving foods. These are your body's absolute powerhouses. Carbohydrates, which you'll find in wheat, rice, and sweet fruits like mangoes, basically act as your immediate fuel tanks. Think of it like a shot of glucose, giving you that instant energy boost to tackle your day. Fats, on the other hand, whether we're talking plant sources like almonds or animal sources like ghee, well, those act as your vital long-term energy reserves. Plus, they do the crucial job of maintaining your body temperature. But it's not all just about energy. Our bodies are essentially always under construction, and that is exactly where bodybuilding foods, or proteins, step in. Proteins are the bricks and mortar. They're absolutely necessary for physical growth, tissue repair, and building muscle. Whether you get them from plants like soybeans and moong, or animal products like eggs and paneer, getting enough protein is totally non-negotiable. It is highly essential, especially for growing kids and active sportspersons who constantly need to repair everyday physical wear and tear. Next up, section 4, let's talk about our internal defense system, protectors, and essential helpers. Our bodies have this incredible built-in defense system powered by protective nutrients. And what's really wild about vitamins is that we only need them in tiny, almost microscopic amounts. Yet lacking them, it causes incredibly severe diseases. Take vitamin A from carrots. It keeps your eyes healthy. And without it, you actually risk night blindness. Vitamin C from lemons is your frontline defense against infections. Skip it, and you could be looking at scurvy. And vitamin D, which we absorb right from sunlight, is absolutely crucial for calcium absorption. Without it, your bones can weaken, which causes rickets. And working right alongside those vitamins, we've got essential minerals. These are the steadfast co-protectors of our health. Calcium from milk is, of course, fundamental for building strong bones. Iron, which is found abundantly in green leafy vegetables, is strictly necessary to form hemoglobin. If you don't get enough iron, you definitely risk developing anemia. And finally, iodine. It's super easily accessible through iodized salt, and it supports normal physical and mental development, guarding us against conditions like goiter. Now, a healthy body isn't just about absorbing nutrients, right? We absolutely have to include our ultimate helpers, roughage and water. Roughage, which is the dietary fiber you get from whole grains and veggies, doesn't actually provide nutrients itself. Instead, it prevents constipation and basically acts like an internal broom for your digestive system. And water? Water is the great facilitator. It helps the body absorb all those nutrients we just talked about, it flushes out waste, and it's constantly regulating your temperature. It keeps the entire biological machine smoothly hydrated and running.
And that brings us to our final section, number 5, balanced diet versus junk food.
When we put a perfectly balanced diet head-to-head against junk food, the contrast is just stark. A truly balanced plate isn't thrown together at random. It contains all the essential nutrients, roughage, and water in exactly the correct proportions, specifically tailored to your age, gender, and how active you are. Junk food, like potato chips or instant noodles, they offer the exact opposite. You get a massive, immediate spike in sugar, fat, and empty calories, but the lack of actual nutrition is glaring. We're talking almost zero protein, vitamins, minerals, or fiber. Relying on processed foods creates a dangerous step-by-step chain reaction that we can call the junk food effect. It's basically a domino effect. It starts with the frequent consumption of those empty calories. And because those foods are completely empty, it creates a severe lack of those protective vitamins and minerals we just explored. This total starvation of actual nutrients inevitably triggers the onset of obesity and just a general decline into poor health. Ultimately, that paves the way for the development of chronic long-term lifestyle diseases. So it really all comes down to this one final thought. Knowing the deep science behind these nutrients, how they actively build your cells and fiercely protect your organs, are you truly fueling your body or just filling it with empty calories? As you look at your next plate, ask yourself this question. And please, like, subscribe, and share for such more science-related videos. Also, drop your comments and queries in the comment section. We will catch you in next one.